welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a style and review for Pattern Beauty products. In my previous video I did a test of the Wash Day foundational products, and if you have not watched that video, click this link up above and I'll have that in the cards for you. So I'm starting, I've already co-washed my hair, I've added the leave-in. My thoughts about all of the Wash Day products are in the video before, my first impressions rather. And today we are going to be testing out the Stronghold Gel. So I already have my hair parted into sections, the leave-in is in, and this is the product that we're going to be using. This retails at Ulta for I believe $25, and ultimately the gel makes the claim to be slick and snatched, and it tells you to apply on wet or dry hair and style into a slick look. I'm going to be using this to test out a wash and go with this product today. I know I've seen quite a few videos with people combining the cream as well as the gel in order to do a wash and go, but again, I want to give this product a fair review on its own, especially because I already know how the leave-in works and the moisturizing components that it adds to my hair already. We're solely going to be talking about our impression of this product in this video and how it helps to style a wash and go. So you guys can see that I already, with the leave-in, I'm already showing great definition with the product. So I'm expecting this to really just kind of set these curls that are already there in place and to eliminate any frizz that may be starting to kind of peek its way into my wash and go. And just a little look inside the gel, you guys can see it looks like any other like standard gel. I think it actually has more of a consistency of like older school gels, like the old school like cholesterol, as well as maybe like a cross between cholesterol and jam. It doesn't have that kind of like loose texture that you get with like an Eco Style to me, or a wet line, but it is really like sticky in a sense. So I'll just wipe that part on. Now, I will say, I think I mentioned this in the previous video, I am not like the hugest fan of the smell. That seems to be a common theme across the entire natural hair community. It doesn't necessarily make me sick, but it just kind of smells like just old school gels and kind of like aloe, like fresh aloe, which, you know, you tend to just like to be able to have something that if you have to smell it and it's so closely to your nose, you would prefer it to be a little bit more, I don't know, pleasing to the nose. Whew. So if you're new here, the way I do my wash and goes, I'm not a person that goes in literally like minuscule section by minuscule section. I don't find that's 100% necessary with my hair. What I tend to look for in my wash and goes, I want a little bit of hold, yes, but you know, I still want some of that natural frizz to come through, but I don't want frizz to be the element, you know, that is defining the style for the most part. And then you don't really see the definition. I will say with my hair, you know, frizz, that's one of the core characteristics of my hair. So we already know that with that, it's not going to eliminate itself, but we want to just manage it as best we can. So my first impression of this, it definitely seems to be soft holding, which I'm okay with, kind of like the soft hold wash and goes also. When I want a really like hard hold, I have specific gels I go to for that. But you know, here all I'm looking to do is see what this product is going to do in its most natural like element without a ton of manipulation. And I will say at first glance here, you can see that there are some areas where it's not really kind of tackling the frizz. This particular section of my hair is definitely what I would define as maybe the coarsest section of my hair. Definitely way more coarse than the rest of my hair. So combating frizz in that area requires a different level of hydration. I'm just gonna add a little bit of water. And then the other thing I am noticing is this product is not necessarily sinking into my hair. So I do see like some white residue. So I don't know what that's going to mean for flaking or not, but we'll see. And typically, I'm just gonna try this on this section. Typically, once I have my hair set from like the wash and go, from the leave-in place, I'm not one to actually further detangle my hair because I believe it just disrupts the actual natural pattern of the curl when doing a wash and go. So the fact that I'm doing this, is not something I would typically do, but I just wanted to see how it would impact the actual application and setting of the curls. I'll be honest, y'all, I just need to like clip my ends. So some of this, like the way my ends are receiving some of this product, is not really the best. So I don't know if you guys can see this. I used a decent amount of this, and I feel like that is to be expected, you know, when you're trying to like pull hair together, get rid of as much frizz as possible. But I will say for this, my hair has some pretty good shine right now in the moment. So I will give it credit for that for sure. But it definitely is not, I would say, 100% taming my frizz. So that's what I noticed like immediately. I'm expecting a, I guess, really soft hold and big voluminous hair probably within like the first 24 to 48 hours. It is one of those gels, I think I've heard people say this too, and I do agree, that it is one of those gels, it's like you just feel like you just need to keep applying more because you feel like adding more is going to give you the slick down that you're looking for with like a wet line or eco. But this is just not that type of gel, and it doesn't matter how much product you actually add, it's not going to give you that slick down the way you would get from a much harder gel. So first impression wise, just off of, you know, having applied it, I think I have really great definition going in. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like, but would I classify this as a stronghold gel? I probably would not. Medium hold, definitely, and medium hold, definitely. You know, I probably, going forward, I don't know if I would use this for, you know, a wash and go if I were looking for, you know, 5, 6, 7 days of hold. But typically for me, I tend to co-wash my hair on day 4 or day 5. So could I potentially see myself using this again as a wash and go tool? Yes, I would, because when I'm doing wash and goes, I'm not necessarily looking for a full 7, 8, 9, 10 days of hold. I have low porosity hair, and you know, for me, what I found with my hair, and this is with my hair, even though yes, it is hard to get moisture into low porosity hair, once I get it in, I'm not the person that feels like, okay, I got it in, it should be good for the next 6, 7, 8, 9 days. What I do is I continue to like layer the moisture as needed on top, and what I find is I have less trouble with dry strands. So I find that just adding water and hydrating my hair more often than not works better for me, even though I'm low porosity. The gel does give a pretty good shine from the initial application. I don't know what that will look like in the end, but I tend to always set my wash and goes this way. I think just doing, like twisting it up while I'm doing the rest of my hair helps set the frizz a little bit more and remove it from, you know, the actual look of the wash and go. You guys can see I haven't even taken my hair down. There's some pretty good definition there. I can already tell. What the frizz will look like, I have no idea. So that's the first section that we're dropping. You can see there's going to be some frizz right in here that will disrupt the style. So this is the front. This is what this is looking like right now. And don't mind my little crown here. I tend to have like easy breakage in the crown area. I think that's, you know, a common thing for a lot of naturals. So I am tending to those things as well. But, you know, I know when you're taking down a style, it can kind of throw the style off when you have that kind of like the little peach fuzz at the top of your hair. So don't worry about that. I will lay that down with some oil and massage that and make sure that particular piece is, this little top part is taken care of, so that when I'm ready to wear my hair out, it doesn't, you know, look like it's doing its own thing. So this is the third piece. That's what that's looking like. And this is the piece we just did. Oh, it's a lot of product there. So my initial impression of this, I will say the first thing that I see is I'm a little concerned about the gel's compatibility with the leave-in. And like I said, I know that I'm low porosity, but with the leave-in, I found that that actually kind of sunk into my hair pretty easily on its own. And with the gel, and pairing the two, what I am noticing is that there was a lot of like white residue. So I'm hoping that that doesn't turn into flaking of any kind. So I'm a little concerned with the compatibility, and I guess I'll see what happens when my hair actually dries. And then obviously the second thing is the frizz management piece. This is definitely not a gel for someone with high frizz hair. And I will say my particular hair type, I have high frizz hair. And I have like medium to coarse strands. So each strand is, you know, thick on its own. And when coupled together, obviously that's where you kind of get this like this big hair look. I consider myself to be kind of like medium to medium high density. You know, and I know that it can look one way depending on like how the hairstyle is, or you know how slicked down my hair is, but I don't consider myself like high density. I've seen like what I think is high density hair, and it's like hair that is like super big because there's so many strands packed on the scalp. I don't consider myself to be high density, but medium to medium high density. But the strands, the individual strands themselves are definitely you know, medium to coarse. And I noticed with this particular gel, you know, is I guess shrinkage. Now I don't know if I will 100% attribute that to the gel itself, because typically when I do my wash and goes, I don't comb or like I guess tool my hair after I've put the leave-in in. So once I detangle, that's usually the end of any tools outside of my fingers. Today I felt like my hair needed to be detangled a little bit, which if you could see in some of the actual clips, I did shed a lot. So that told me that, you know, that was kind of the right thing to do. But one of the reasons I don't use the tools is because I feel like they lend to shrinkage when you have the product on your hair. So I feel like, you know, in some places, more so I would say the front than anything, definitely have a lot of shrinkage, a lot more shrinkage than I would typically have in the beginning. And I don't know, maybe that's just this side, you know, maybe it's just this side. But I would say those are probably the first three things that I noticed, just in terms of what my hair is doing. So essentially I am expecting to have definition. I don't expect this to have as much definition or as little frizz as I would have with kind of like a kinky curly or like a wet line or even an ego or even a gelato. I'm getting is more of a medium hold that I expect to have, you know, kind of like this, I guess, a balance of between volume and definition. Stronghold, I'm gonna say no. But I think this may be a good product to use for like when you want to use a gel for like a perm rod set or a flexi rod set, but you know you don't want that like super structured look because you're going for bouncy curls. I think this might be good for that. So that might be one of the ways that I will test this product. Essentially, just so you guys kind of know how I plan to do my reviews. Ultimately, I will be doing multiple style reviews on a product before I give you my full and final opinion on it. I think that's the only fair way to actually test a product. Yes, you can do a first impression from, you know, your initial view or your initial demo of the line, but I do feel like seeing how a product works in different styles, how the products may work differently together, and giving it kind of different landscapes to play around and to see what works best. You know, this might not be a wash and go gel. It might not be a good wash and go gel, but it may be a good gel for just styling, you know, in general. So I will see, we will learn as we go with this and with other products on the channel. Let me know what you guys think. And if you are not following me on Instagram, that is usually where I post first. So the final look, the dried look, will probably go up there first. So follow me on Instagram, BK Naturally. So BK Natural_E, the same way it is here on YouTube, so that you guys can get the first look of how the style looks when it's dry tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching another video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.